everyone, my name is Will. Welcome to Room and Goods. So guys, things are about to get interesting with Facebook next month. They have recently announced Oculus Connect will be renamed Facebook Connect, and this online conference will be held on September 16th. So it's less than a month away. It seems like it's Facebook's way of gradually phasing out the name Oculus. But what should we expect them to announce in this online conference? And with this upcoming conference and the recent controversy over Facebook's requirements had me actually thinking about Facebook Horizon. How can it actually evolve into something more than a social VR platform? So Facebook Connect will be a free event that will be streamed online, which they had previously announced back in April. Like past conferences, they will be speaking about virtual and augmented technology and updating us of what they have been working thus far. But this time, the conference will include their internal AR or VR team, which they are now called Facebook Reality Labs instead of Oculus Research, due to the fact that they wanted a single brand identity and wanted to clarify to us where all this innovation is coming from. But they are still led by Chief Scientist Michael Obrash. Facebook Reality Labs have been working on all of Facebook's VR and AR tech, which includes things like Oculus VR headset and games, Spark VR software, Facebook's AR glasses, and Facebook's portal. In the company blog, they have stated Connect has grown to include so much more than Oculus, with research updates and product news from Spark AR to Facebook Horizon. So basically, Facebook Connect conference will be covering a broader spectrum of Facebook's technology, which definitely will capture a more wider audience. Although I rather have the name Oculus Connect, it does make sense that they renamed the event. But still, how do you all feel about the gradual assimilation of Facebook's name into Oculus's identity? Now, this announcement is followed by a recent questionable choice about the future of Facebook's Oculus VR devices. They have announced that the current Oculus owners are required to have Facebook's account before the end of the year 2023, or they will lose access to certain features of their Oculus headset. And all first-time users of Oculus headsets starting in October of this year will now be required to have Facebook accounts. People have expressed they are not pleased with the situation. In fact, people are very frustrated with Facebook, partly because of Facebook's mishandling of privacy and data mining practices. Now, what can we expect during this online conference? It has been rumored for a while that Facebook will introduce a new Oculus VR headset. Many of us have seen the leaked images that perhaps revealed the updated Oculus Quest VR headset, which could perhaps launch this fall at its earliest, which is interesting because HP Reverb G2 VR headset is launching sometime in the fall as well. So currently we think we have an idea of what the Oculus Quest 2 may look like, but we have not seen the final model. It's going to be definitely a highly anticipated VR headset that we are all curious about. But most importantly, the specs inside the headset has yet to be revealed to the public, like which Snapdragon chipset, refresh rate, the resolution of the display. In fact, the head strap is even questionable, so we'll have to wait and see on September 16th. Also, some of you may be wondering if the Oculus VR headset will eventually be renamed to Facebook VR headset, because it seems like Facebook is slowly phasing out the name Oculus, which personally I'm not really crazy about because I have grown accustomed to the name, and Facebook, the brand, still has a negative connotation, but at the same token, I do realize without Facebook, we wouldn't have a standalone VR headset like the Oculus Quest. But so far, Facebook has confirmed that the company will still retain the Oculus branding. So right now, the VR headset will not be renamed to something like Facebook Quest. Another big announcement could be about Facebook Horizon, which they introduced last year in Oculus Connect 6. So for those who don't know what Facebook Horizon is, it's basically a VR world where your digital self can go to a virtual universe to build your own environments, play games, socialize, or explore with friends and family, or that's how at least Facebook has positioned it. Now, it's very similar to a game called Rec Room, but with Facebook tools. From what I've seen or experienced, they both have fun, lighthearted type of art styles filled with games and plenty of opportunities of being social with others in VR. So here are my 3 predictions of how Facebook Horizon can possibly change over the years. So prediction 1, let's start with avatars. I just want to preference this feature is going to be years away, but I can see this happening in some form within Facebook Horizon. And I must admit, this is a leap of faith because we simply don't have the VR headset to support this. Well, not yet at least, because I think it's just a matter of time. Now currently, Facebook Horizon's avatar reminds us of a 3D animated Pixar type of character, just without legs. So some of the actions that you can perform on your avatar is when you give a thumbs up, the avatar smiles, and a thumbs down, the avatar frowns. Now what if I told you instead of showing a Pixar type of avatar, Facebook got rid of this and you have to choose to reveal your true self, an avatar that looks just like you in real life? Is that even possible? Well, they are working on it. So remember I mentioned Facebook Reality Lab earlier? Well, the team has actually been working on a virtual avatar that can look and act just like you. So instead of doing a thumbs up or down to express emotions, these avatars can move and express real emotions just like a real person. Now it's just the early stages, but it's still pretty impressive how far they have gotten. So how does it all work? So Facebook is using something called codec avatars, and this was actually introduced back in 2019. This process uses machine learning and a whole lot of cameras and sensors in the room to collect and learn and recreate human expressions. So the user would be in a dome with 132 cameras and 350 lights, and they would over exaggerate facial expressions, and those expressions would be recorded. Then they would go to another room with 180 high-speed, high-resolution cameras to now record body movements. Then all that data gets processed in a network to reproduce human expressions and movements, and you can see how close they gotten. But the big problem is no one has that type of equipment sitting in their house, nor any consumer VR headset has that type of camera rig of scanning their mouth or face. But they are working on something new. So here's the latest update. They actually got rid of the dedicated face cameras, and now they will use a VR headset eye tracking along with a mic audio feed to interpret or approximate the most likely facial expressions. And it's very likely the future Oculus headset will have eye tracking. So with a lifelike avatar in a VR world, imagine putting on a VR headset and being transported into a world meeting your family or friends in a virtual room or environment. You'll be recognized immediately by them because you'll look and move and sound just like you do in real life. With a lifelike avatar, your virtual self can be somewhere you can't be physically because maybe of your current circumstances like the pandemic that we're dealing with right now. So my question to you, would you have an issue of using a real life replication of yourself in a virtual world where your real identity is revealed? Now with this updated technique from Facebook Reality Lab of making a real life avatar, it's still not there yet for the average consumer because obviously the Oculus headset currently does not have eye tracking or a quality microphone. And plus we still need a multi-camera 3D capture to obtain unique data for each user. So there are still problems that still need to be addressed, but it has huge potential of perhaps one day getting introduced into Facebook Horizon in some form. Prediction 2. Advertising. As you know, social media platforms like Facebook or Instagram, TikTok currently have advertising. When these platforms began, they did not have any advertising. So why was advertising implemented? Well, it's because of attention from all of us. TikTok, for example, currently has 800 million active users worldwide, and users have seen an uptick of advertising on the platform because of all the attention it has been receiving. Now, if Mark Zuckerberg's goal is to have more people in a VR headset, and he has stated before the goal is to have 1 billion people. So that means more people on the Oculus platform, and that could translate to more attention. With more attention means advertisers will take notice and place ads in the virtual world. So don't be surprised if ads slowly populate into your virtual room or environment. However, it's not just any type of advertising, but targeted advertising. Facebook has already gathered data about you, like where you live, what groups you join, and you can even go to your settings button on your Facebook right now and then click on your Facebook information. You can actually see what information they have gathered about you over the months or years you've been on the platform. So imagine virtually walking through an environment and several ads could appear on a virtual board or space, or even a lifelike avatar could approach you about a particular service or product. So certain brands will be targeted towards the user based on their data they have collected over the months or years about the individual. And as I said previously, VR headsets will have eye tracking, which means they can track where you are looking in the virtual world. If you look at certain spots longer, it can create a data point about the individual. Facebook can perhaps create heat maps that can flag which part of the world you find most interesting, so it can collect more detailed information about where the user is looking at. Plus, don't forget, the Oculus Quest headset already have cameras to track your movements, which can provide additional information about you. So where there's advertising, it can lead to transactions, which is my third and final prediction within Facebook Horizon. Now, some of us may enjoy some of the products that's being advertised or sold to us, and you as the user could have that opportunity to actually buy the product through the Facebook Horizon application, since Facebook has the capability to save your credit card information, and that's how currently we buy our games anyway. Also, besides products, services and entertainment will likely be advertised to us as well. Users will be able to buy and pay for services on the virtual social platform. Facebook could perhaps set up a virtual movie theater where users can buy a virtual ticket to watch a movie, similar to the big screens application, or they can even set up a special virtual event like a live concert that we can actually go to. So really, the potential of Facebook Horizon is limitless. I really think it will evolve into something more than just a social VR platform based on Facebook's capabilities and the future tech that they're currently working on. By the way, Facebook have recently released additional information about Facebook Horizon. It has been reported that Facebook will be sending out invite-only beta in the coming weeks. If you want to sign up, I have added a link in the description below. In addition, it has been reported when you are using Horizon, you are required to link your account to Facebook. But when you are inside the application, your avatar will display your Oculus ID. So for example, my Oculus ID might be Room and Goods, but my real name is Will. So if I decide not to use my real name, then I could display Room and Goods while playing or socializing in Horizon. And finally, they have recently released a new video about safety in Horizon. So there will be some safety and privacy features that include personal safe zone, blocking, muting, and reporting tools. I'll have the link of the safety overview video below if you are interested in checking it out. So what do you all think? Am I totally off with the predictions, or do you have your own list of predictions how Facebook Horizon can actually change? Or do you simply think it'll stay as a social VR platform? Also, let me know what you guys think about Facebook's renaming Oculus Connect to Facebook Connect. I personally think they will eventually phase out the name Oculus completely. As always guys, if you liked the video, press the like button and consider subscribing. Talk to y'all later.